Okay, good morning, everyone. It's Dima Khoury with Compass in Burlingame. I hope that you're having an amazing Saturday morning. It's freezing outside. It's 59 degrees, so I hope you're staying warm. And as always, except for last weekend, I am going to give you the most recent real estate market update and what has been happening in San Mateo County for the past week, and in general, some U.S. economy information and stats that is impacting our local market and how different our local market is slightly from the big market in the US. So, interest rates, I always start with interest rates. Interest rates were still at low level. We're at 2.81. Which means that it's still a great time for buyers to buy, although we're experiencing low inventory as always, but it's slightly dropping now due to the holidays for sure. And again, it's still such a great market for buyers. If you're a buyer in the market, you haven't bought your property yet, you still have a great chance to do so. So let's look at some statistics on the interest rates. So let me share my screen with you. Okay, so as we can see that interest rates, we start this year in January, interest rates were above 3.7, and it kept going down, dropping all the way and to down to 2.81. So today we're at 2.81. At one point they were at 2.78 early November, and we can see that in March, early March, they slightly increased from 3.29 to almost 3.7, and now they continue to drop. And it could be this could be the lowest point where economists are expecting interest rates to increase in the coming months and years. So again, it's such a great time to buy, to lock in an interest rates if you are in the market, and if you're a buyer or even an investor, it's cheap borrowing money today. Now, looking at the forecast, so MBA, which is the Mortgage Bankers Association, they're expecting or forecasting or telling us to prepare for rising mortgage rates. So in 2019, we were on average at 3.7. 2020, on average, we're at 3%, and interest rates are expected to increase 2021 to 3.3, and moving forward 3.6 and 3.9. So again, this is a great time to buy real estate and to borrow money. Now, let's look at the inventory level. As I mentioned, we are experiencing, and this is in general, the US market is experiencing a very low inventory levels. There's not many properties that are on the market, and you can imagine how big of a demand and pressure that the properties that hit the market are experiencing, especially with the low interest rates that's driving buyers to go on the market, yet the sellers are still hesitant, or they're not selling. And especially during this time of the year, we're during the holidays, yet any property that hits the market, if it's marketed correctly, if it's priced correctly, it should sell really quickly. Now, this is my favorite chart, which shows us the recovery trend throughout the months. So we can see that in November, we slightly dropped from early October. So we're at 108. We're still above the baseline where we started this year, which is great. So we still have, this is a great indicator of having still a very strong real estate market. And this chart is based on four components, which are demand, supply, price, and time on the market, of course, for the real estate. And this is starting February first. So let's look at how the numbers are doing and how's the activity in San Mateo County for the previous week. So the number of properties that came on the market are 118, and 75 of them are single family homes. So we can see there is a drop, I would say around 20% in the number of properties that came on the market from the previous year. So we can see that there is, although the numbers are low, they're going lower even with the number of properties that are going on the market. Now, pending properties, or the properties that sold or went in contract for the previous week, are 135, and 96 of them are single family homes. So we can see there is an increase, around 30% of the properties that are selling, which is normal. It just makes sense because the number of properties that are going on the market are dropping, yet the buyers are still out there and they're still looking for opportunities. So the number of properties percentage wise is increasing because the demand is still strong in the market. And the number of properties that closed escrow are 129, and 89 of them are single family homes. And the number of properties that came off market between expired, withdrawn, or canceled are 44 properties, and 29 of them are single family homes. So this number again dropped, I'd say 25% from last week, from the weeks before. Now, the absorption rate, it's still at a very low number. So the number of properties that are currently on the market are 528. And looking at the trend and the rate of properties that are currently selling, so we need a month and 3 days to sell all these properties that are on the market. And this is for this is for the single family homes. Now let's look at more charts, and let's look at these numbers and compare them to previous months during this year, and look at the year-over-year numbers. So we can see that the number of properties that are going on the market, it's almost half of the number of properties that came on the market in October were November 21st. So we're hoping that at least we'll match October numbers. Although October was a rock star month, it was a great month in terms of number of properties that hit the market. And of course, the number of sales were also high. So the more properties we have, the more we can give to the buyers and satisfy the demand. Now, looking at year over year, so again, October was way higher than any month, and September for the past 18 months or more. And October, if we look at October last year, so October closed in 2019 at almost 480 properties that came on the market. We're very close to this number, so probably we're gonna jump above this number towards the end of November this year. Now, the number of days on the market, or how many days it's taking properties to sell. In November, it's taking properties longer to sell by 5 days. So we're at 26 days, while in October we were closing or getting properties in contract in 21 days. And comparing this year over year, so we are definitely above any months in during this year, but not above January. So it's 26, which is still a very healthy number. And looking at October last year, we were on average at 22 days. So it's taking properties longer to sell. Now, the price per square foot, which reflects the stability of the property values throughout the months, and we're gonna also look at year over year. So we can see that November is even stronger than October. So as we saw before, it's taking few days more to sell, yet the prices are pretty strong. So we're above 1,000 per square foot for properties in San Mateo, and this is for single family homes. This is really great. And again, comparing this to previous year, So we are November. Previous year it was above 1,000 per square foot, yet we're now above this rate. So we were at probably 1,005, now we're 1,010 or 1,015. So these are the numbers in San Mateo County. As I mentioned, the market is really strong in San Mateo County. Properties are selling fast. There's huge demand. If a property is marketed correctly, if it's priced correctly, it sells. It should sell really fast. There are families out there that are looking for homes. I know there's also investors that are looking for good opportunities. There's always great opportunities in the market. And when the market goes up, when the market goes down, if you are a smart investor or a buyer, you can always make money. And if you need help with looking at the right indicators, analyzing properties to see whether this is a good deal for you or not, I'll be more than happy to provide you with more information and show you how to do it. I'll leave you now. I really hope you have a wonderful weekend, and please be safe.